and two skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me, and there was a very strange grunting noise. I said, "You skied directly into my effing back," and he said, "Oh, sorry, I'm sorry."
I just remember everything was great, and then I heard something I've never heard at a ski resort, and that was a blood-curdling scream. Just, I can't do it. It was, ah, and then, boom. And it was like somebody was out of control and gonna hit a tree and was gonna die. And that's what I had until I was hit. My skis are still on. They're still on. And I'm thinking, I gotta placate this guy. He's really mad. If he decided he wanted to jump on me right now, he could finish me off. I remember saying,
Okay, now you're
twice.
You're whispering.
I know I am, because
maybe,
that's what I heard. Nothing was coming out. My lips were moving, my tongue was moving. There was nothing coming out of my mouth, and my heart rate went up again.
Okay.
Okay?
It looked like what.
And I see this skier just slam into the back of Terry, and she just slammed him.
How hard?
Very hard. Very hard. And so Terry, she hits him right directly in the back. His skis actually, the tips go out like this, and he falls face down. So he's kind of spread eagle, and he goes face down, and Gwyneth's on the top of him, and they go down like this, and then Gwyneth hits him, and then bounces off and slides to the right about 5 or 10 feet.
It came up, and it probably was Craig who said, I heard him say it was Gwyneth Paltrow. And to me, it's like, I'm not into celebrity worship, so I didn't care at that point.
Did you think it was cool to collide with a celebrity?
Absolutely not. That is not who I am, no.
So Instacare, they say, go get a CT tomorrow. And then he posts, and let's put that up. So he's a poster, okay? Big on Facebook, so there are lots of pictures of him, which helps us. It helps us understand him. What does he post to his daughters? I'm famous. He doesn't post, I'm hurt. He doesn't post googly gawk. Is that the right word? Confusing stuff.
He had been a very high-functioning, high-energy person. He was every day doing lots of things, meetup groups, skiing, wine tasting, volunteering for various organizations, and so forth. But after his accident, he deteriorated abruptly. And many of the activities that he used to do, he stopped doing, like dancing, for the most part, his skiing activities. His personal interactions with his children and his grandchildren suffered.
You learned that Mr. Sanderson broke 4 ribs.
Yes.
Okay. And that he sustained a concussion.
Correct.
Okay. That he was taken down on a toboggan.
Yes.
Did you learn of that day?
No.
Did you inquire?
What is your name again? Sorry. Kristen?
Yes.
Sorry, I was going to say Kristen.
It's all right.
I think you have to keep in mind when you're the victim of a crash, right, your psychology is not necessarily thinking about the person who perpetrated it.
Okay. So the answer to my question is no, you did not inquire.
I did not.
Okay.
communication just feels like I can't connect. And so I keep trying, desperately trying. And yeah, personality changes is not something I just know it's different. Things are weird. I've never been so needing maps. And so I'm pretty sure I've lost visual memory because it doesn't, knowing those turns and the houses where you turn, the streets you turn at, that feels like, and I know a little bit about that, that feels like a deficit I have, I don't retain that anymore. I can be there a dozen times and I still have to use maps to make sure I get there. Really odd.
She's a catch. Why'd you let her go?
In my choice, I wouldn't have, but I had to, after 8 months, I had to tell her to leave. I said, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, you gotta leave. And
Why'd you tell her to leave?
I knew she didn't buy into this. She didn't buy into me not being the same person and coming into a relationship. And I said, I'm not sure I'm going to get back to normal again. And I don't want you to feel like that I'm a crippled vet and you're going to stick it out with me, because I know you would. Half a brain or whatever. I know you would, but don't do it. You need your life. You run right now. And it was a sad time for both of us, I know. And she's in a great relationship with Bill now. And that was the purpose. And I think better than what I would have brought, honestly. It's hard to admit that, but it's true.
Ms. Paltrow has sentimental feelings about skiing. Her dad, who left this life too early, took her skiing as a kid at Alta. She grew up learning to ski, and those are very sentimental trips. In fact, after her dad died in his 50s, she didn't ski for a long time because it was an emotional thing for her.
$1 in symbolic damages. Is that accurate?
It's an actual dollar that I'm asking for.
Okay, but you also have testified when I asked you questions in your deposition
Yes.
that $1 is symbolic. Do you remember me asking you
It's
about
symbolic because the damages would actually be more.
that? Okay. But remember me asking you, is it symbolic? And you said, yes, it is.
Yes.
Okay. And I asked you as well, you learned about that through Taylor Swift because she asked for $1 in symbolic damages, right?
And I think I said at that point I had not been familiar with it, but I since am.
Now you are. But at
Yes.
the time, a couple of years ago in 2020, you didn't know anything about Taylor Swift's $1 symbolic damage lawsuit?
I was not aware at the time.
Are you good
I-
friends with Taylor Swift?
No,
Overruled?
You're not good friends with Taylor Swift.
I would not say we're good friends. We are friendly. I've taken my kids to one of her concerts before, but we don't talk very often.
You've